Hello, fellow traders. This is Ryan with another market preview. Sorry I'm getting this one out late this time, but hopefully this can be uploaded before the market open on Monday. One benefit I do have is that we do have the Sunday open already, so maybe that can give us a little bit more insight. But I'm going to try and make this video quick. And before we get started, of course, I have to remind you that I'm not a licensed financial advisor and I'm not giving out any financial advice. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and you should not be using it to make a trade on your own. Okay, so we got the dollar index here on the background on the weekly chart, and we see that here is our monthly BISI, and we have our monthly SIBI here, and price has just been consolidating between these two. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, and we see that the only thing I really want to note on the weekly chart is that we have this fairly noticeable weekly volume imbalance here, where only the wick was traded and we don't actually have any bodies in this area. Also note that this white area is our monthly balance price range, and we'll get straight into the daily chart. Okay, zooming in on the daily, here is that volume balance I've been talking about. And using these two green candles, we can mark this out as our daily order block. Price rallied up, brushed against the order block, and now it's somewhat consolidating here. So last week we were somewhat neutral. We won't maintain that stance, although I'm a little bit more bullish because I can see price coming down and this being a potential smart money reversal, and we may be starting a buy program here, looking for maybe the liquidity above these highs. Now, if we are going to be rallying up, I do think that we could revisit this volume imbalance here. And after doing so, we could be shooting up as such. Now, suppose we are bearish. So rather than doing that, we can think that maybe this order block could be the topping out on this price move here, and the market is going to go down. Well, if that's the case, we got to go through this volume balance anyways, and then the market could be dropping lower into a lower inefficiency. Either way, I think the price leg here is probably likely. We can reasonably expect the price to come down into the volume balance, at least in the very near term. Okay, quickly jumping to the ES micros, we see price has been rallying up, went back down to this fair value gap, then rally up higher, and we're now at all-time highs. There was a all-time high back in January 2022, and just get rid of that to clean the chart up a little bit more, and pretty much we're just at all-time highs. So at all-time highs, we're in new territory. Can't really glean too much of an insight. I think a lot of retail will probably think, okay, we're at all-time highs, topping out, market's got to reverse, right? But I think it's wiser to just maintain the bullish stance until we see some sort of a market structure shift. Okay, so jumping on the daily, we see price has rallied up, came back down to the fair value gap halfway, and then consolidated a little bit before rallying up higher. Now, the only thing I want to make note of is this old weekly high here, and just going to extend it through. And nothing else of note. I just want to go straight down into a hourly chart. And you can see that I've measured the projection from this low to this high, and projecting up I have 2 standard deviations. Then we have this projection here from this low to this high, and we get 4 standard deviations here. The reason why I have these lined out is because doing these projections, the price here just lines up real well. So this could be a potential significant price level, either for maybe consolidation or reversal or something. So just going to keep my eye out at this price level around 48.95. Okay, looking into the most recent price action here. Like I said, we want to maintain a bullish stance until we see some sort of market reversal. And for that to happen, we have to see a stop hunt, so a sweep of the buy side, something like this. And then we need the market to come back down below old low to create that market structure shift. Now, the benefit of doing this video late, we do have this little gap here, and I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see. From this candle here, this is Friday, and then this is the Sunday open. So we do have somewhat of a volume imbalance here for the Sunday open. So price rallying up, and then if it does have a market structure shift, it could return into this Sunday open gap here. But below here, where can market go to if we are going to go down? Well, if we measure from this low, and we'll just assume some sort of high like this, right? There is a large fair value gap here and is right at the equilibrium point. So we could expect price to come back down into this fair value gap. And below here, we have a discount fair value gap that lines up well with this old high along with the old weekly highs from back before. So these are going to be nice levels for price to come down and reach for if we do get that bearish market structure shift. So you can kind of look at this as here the Sunday open gap will be your TP1, TP2 will be this equilibrium point, and then in discount will be that TP3. Okay, for Nasdaq micros, pretty much the same story as ES. We have rallied up into all-time highs, and it's probably wise to maintain that bullish stance until we see some sort of market reversal. Price rallied up, came back out into this fair value gap, worked inside of it, and then rallied up higher. Going down to a daily chart, we see that right here where the market came and worked in this fair value gap and then rallied higher. And like the ES, I want to mark this weekly buy side, this weekly old high here. And the only other thing I want to note is we do have this daily SIBI here and extending it to maybe this could be a potential inverted fair value gap in the future. It also lines up with this BISI here, the daily BISI. So this could be a point if price should come down, it could come down and reach for this area. Same thing for ES. I want to drop down to a hourly chart. And I didn't do any projections here because when I did it, it didn't quite line up, so I'm not going to use it. Instead, I'm just going to look at this last price leg. And I did draw something here. This is going to be the same as ES. If we are looking for a reversal, we had price go up to take out stops and then go down below a swing low for that market structure shift. And if that does happen, what can we expect the price to go? Well, going from this leg down here to this high, or we can even estimate where we think the high will be if we have that market structure shift. We see a large fair value gap here that is very close to equilibrium. If price rally even a little bit higher, this will even be in a discount area. So this could be a very nice target if we get that reversal. And then of course below that, we do have another fair value gap here. And these three candles here, you can see this as an hourly order block. So that could be something like just using the bodies. And I'll use the color orange for the order block. We get something like this. So price could be coming down to this order block if it does come down dramatically. Okay, so as you can see, not too much to analyze this week. Both the indices are at all-time highs, so we just want to maintain that bullish stance until we see signs of a reversal. And remember, we want to see that sweep of liquidity and that market structure shift before we can feel confident going for a short. And if we do, we want to be aiming for equilibrium or discount levels. So thank you very much for checking this out. I'll come back next week, and don't forget to subscribe, Like this video, hit that notification bell so you can get the next video out next week.